What would a frog say if you were to ask it what a Tuesday means to them? If frogs could talk and if their parents had taught them about the days of the week. Or what about an ant or a whale? To an ant, a Tuesday could be almost half its entire existence. And to a whale, it could just be the time it takes it to eat its lunch. Everything that we can see around us was once just a thought. From the concept of language, it took us a couple of thousand years to come up with the concept of writing. And then it took a couple of thousand more years before everyone agreed on how to measure time and agree that 24 hours over the course of 7 days was to be named a week. So everything that humans have was once a thought, including the concept of a house. It once was a thought, a diagram that somebody had to share with somebody to help them build that house. Same thing with cars. Thoughts that became designs that became the car. Roads, buildings, and cities. Everything was once a thought. So the concept here is to open ourselves to challenging every assumption that there is, because every one of these things that has been invented was once somebody challenging the thoughts and assumptions of their days and improving on it. So some of those thoughts that we could challenge are sometimes things that we take for granted, right? Beliefs that we've grown up with, such as I could only do certain things if certain things are true. Or perhaps I could only be happy if such and such things are true. This is an interesting topic. I recommend reading the book The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, which goes on to talk about how our thoughts are so real to us and so powerful, but they are just thoughts and we cannot let them control our emotions. For example, he goes on to describe how a map of a certain territory is not the territory itself, right? It's someone's interpretation of that territory, and it could change over time. We have created representations of the world in our heads, but people change. Thoughts, emotions, feelings, and perceptions change. So we are not our identity. We are the ones that have those identities, and we change over time. So every now and then it is important to challenge those basic assumptions, particularly when they affect our emotions. So when certain emotions are getting the best of us, it's great to ask ourselves, who is the one feeling these feelings? When you realize that you are the one witnessing yourself having those feelings, you realize that you are not your thoughts, but the one that experiences those thoughts, that observes. You are not what you experience. You are the one who notices those experiences. And people change. Challenging assumptions is extremely valuable to improving. Same thing about reading. Reading does not have to be slow. If you want to learn more about speed reading, check out Speed Reading for Awesome People, where you can learn how to read faster, absorb more knowledge, and be more awesome.